So we back episode 4 of 402 Insights, and this time we have the one and only Jaylen Agnew. How's everything going, Jaylen?
Everything's going good. Just getting back into the swing of things with training. Ready to get out on the court soon.
So starting off with my first question, who or what got you into basketball?
I would say my family was very sports focused kind of growing up. My dad played football in college, and I have an older brother who's 8 years older than me. So I grew up watching him play basketball, and he did soccer and golf also. So I kind of my dad was also a coach. He coached football and girls basketball. So I kind of just grew up in the gym and was always around it. So when I turned 5, I think, yeah, 5, I just started playing a bunch of different sports, and basketball really stuck out.
So my next question is, what do you believe is the greatest challenge that athletes face today?
I would say the greatest challenge that athletes face today would be honestly like social media. I think people compare themselves a lot on social media, and so they might see someone working out, or they see people not working out on social media, and they're like, oh, they're not in the gym, or they're in the gym a lot, I should get in the gym. So it could be a good thing, bad thing, but I think I don't know, they say like comparison is a thief of joy. And so kids, looking at all these workout tapes and stuff, it's great to be motivated that way, but I think that could kind of, they could be doing it for the wrong reasons, almost just to be like, hey, I'm in the gym, look at this tape. But if you're not really getting the actual work in, you're just putting the tape out there. So I'd say that maybe.
So going on with my next question, what have you learned about teamwork with the past teams that you've been on?
I would say I've learned that, everyone has a role, and so in order for the team to be successful, everyone has to do their role. Not everyone's going to be scoring 20 points a game. Not everyone's going to be starting. Obviously, there's only 5 people that start. But, we need those good rebounders, those good passers, the good bench players that come off and give a spark. Our cheerleaders, like on the bench, whether you get in the game or not, you're the first person out giving high fives. All that stuff, really matters. And for a team to be successful, everyone has to do their job and what they're supposed to do. So if your coach, gives you you need to get 2 offensive boards, that is your job. You need to get 2 offensive boards. Everything else will follow. Maybe you score some points, maybe you have some assists. But I think that's the biggest thing, is that everyone just needs to do their role, do it to the best of their abilities. And at that point, a team will be successful.
So going off of my next question, how have your past teams helped you become the player that you are now?
I would say both teammates and coaches. First of all, the coaches and team having the confidence in me to do what they know I can do, even if I didn't have the confidence in myself at that point. And then your teammates, always just having your back. I couldn't score 21 points a game without their passes, their rebounds, all that type of stuff. But really, I think it's just the trust that they have in me, the confidence that they have in me, both teammates and coaches, that really allowed me to get to this next step. And just their willingness to also work hard, like I said before, a team is only successful if everyone does their role. And so for me to be successful, they had to work hard also. So I appreciate, their hours in the gym too, because I know it helped contribute to me and where I've gotten today. So all of that wrapped into one, I would say, have helped me get to where I am.
All right, so going into my next question, what's the best piece of advice that you've received from one of your coaches?
I would say I have a couple here. So the first one is to be confident. I I would say an issue, but I sometimes wasn't confident in myself, and being confident in myself helped me, get to that next step and really helped me grow. So that is one. The other one would be to find fun in the game no matter what. We start playing as kids because it's fun. And so to not lose that, because when you lose that, then what are you playing for, And then the last one would be to shoot the ball because I can shoot pretty well, I would say. And there's a problem if I'm not shooting. So when they yelled at, when they would yell at me to shoot the ball, I'm like, all right, got it. And what do you know? It would go in most of the time, or half the time at least, hopefully. So yeah, I would say those three things.
So going into my next question, what's your pregame / locker room routine as well as your postgame routine?
All right, so I would say pregame. So definitely have to have pregame meal. And then kind of it depends on, I guess, where I'm at. Like in college, I sometimes go back to the room, take a nap, and then get ready to go to the locker room. But overseas, usually, I guess I was pretty much just chilled, kind of looked at plays, tried to really watch some film to like get ready for the opponent. Um, Head to the locker room. I have to wear the same like spandex sports bra socks, depending on if it's a away game or home game. That's my kind of like superstitious thing. Um, I listen to some music, not a lot. I used to get almost too hyped up when I was like my freshman year because I would get like nervous because I'd get too hyped up. So I try to limit the music a little bit, and then just kind of be focused. Yeah, just try to focus in. Um, Read the scouting report, another time, and then post game, usually like an ice bath or Normatec, something like that. Definitely post game meal. Usually I eat the worst post game because at that point I'm just like so tired and just need something in my body, no matter if it's like pizza or whatever. Um, or like in the bubble, I like had Sonic way too much. I would get like a burger and like ice cream. It was really bad. But then yeah, Normatec and or ice bath. And then I did some yoga a little bit just to stretch a little bit and then just try to get a good night's rest. But I always have a hard time sleeping after games just because I'm just still kind of amped up from it. But yeah, it kind of varies depending on where I'm at, but it's pretty chill, nothing too out of the ordinary.
I feel you. So my next question is: you were the 24th pick in the 2020 WNBA draft. What was going through your head and your emotions when you heard your name on draft night?
It was definitely crazy. I was super nervous going into it. I didn't really know if I was even going to be drafted, let alone that high. Some people were saying third round. A lot of the like mock drafts, I wasn't even on there, so I was kind of just waiting and hoping that it would come. And then it showed up, and my mom like screamed, and I just started like laughing. So I was like, "What the heck?" And then like kind of crying too. But it was just so crazy to just even have that happen to me. And in the midst of COVID and everything, I had been working out at home and everything was just kind of up in the air at that point. So I'm super grateful, obviously, that it happened. And it was just like a really crazy moment that I won't forget. Like I remember like what I was wearing. I was drinking like strawberry kiwi like body armor. Like I remember everything about it. Because it was just such a intense, crazy moment. But it was really fun to be able to share with my family. And then I also got to my teammates from Creighton were waiting on a Zoom call for me after I got drafted. So I got on a Zoom call and everyone was there to congratulate me. So that was super nice of them, and I'm very grateful for them to do that too.
So my next question is as soon as you got to Atlanta and with the facilities and got settled in and everything, who did you grow closest with when you first got there?
I would say you're closest with one of my other rookies, Brittany Brewer. She went to Texas Tech. She was drafted also in the second round. And I was kind of new to the team considering I was drafted to the Mystics. So she kind of helped me, and we were both rookies, so we were kind of in the same boat. Our other rookie was Kennedy Carter, but she was like a top 3 pick, so um, she kind of was already knew what her spot was. She was about to be in the starting lineup. And everyone like already knew who she was. So me and Brittany were just kind of there, trying to do what we could. But yeah, I think probably her because we were kind of in the same boat, and we're in it together. So
My next question is that you were part of the 2021 ESPN Sports Humanitarian Team of the Year. How was the experience at the award show, and what was the emotions going through your head when you guys found out that you guys won the award?
So we actually got to go to the award show in New York. So about half of last year's team, it was actually a couple weeks ago. We got to go up to New York and to the award show with a lot of other amazing teams and individuals that were up for awards. And our captain had actually told us right before it was announced, and we were like, "What?" She's like, "So act surprised." And so we ended up just like standing up there, and she gave an awesome speech. But it was really cool just to be a part of that and a part of a team that like honestly changed the nation. You know, when we got our owner out, and then she also lost the battle for Senate in Georgia, and so it was just like so crazy that to think that our team could kind of be at the forefront of that and to lead that. But it was just so cool that our work was also recognized, and hopefully, for the better. It seems for the better right now, so that's always good. But yeah, it was just really cool to even be recognized and to have the privilege to be on that team.
So going off of my second to last question, what was one lesson that you learned as being a professional athlete?
I would say just that the game is so much different. You have people in the league and overseas that have been playing for years on years, like years since you were born, years, like 20 something years. Obviously more than that probably, but their professional careers are at 20 years old. So that puts things into perspective a little bit. Like if you think you go in knowing stuff, you definitely don't. These people have years on you. And then that it's a business, like, emotions do come into play, but at the end of the day, it's a business. And so you kind of have to be ready for that different side of it in terms of like contracts and all that type of stuff. So definitely a learning curve when you first get into it, but grateful for everyone that's helped me through it so far.
So wrapping up this interview with this last question, what would you tell a young athlete that looks up to you and is trying to come over adversity just like you did as well?
I would say, to lean on your support system, your teammates, coaches, family, friends. They will help you really get through it. For me, with my injury, to attack rehab really hard, doing everything your PT doctor says. But then even just adversity in life, everything's not going to go your way. But still you gotta fight, keep working. It'll eventually pay off. But I think really just leaning on those around you to kind of help you through it is probably the best thing you can do, because those are the people you'll be around for a long time. And they're there to help you, and I'm sure eventually you'll help them as well at some point. So just to rely on those around you, because it's very, very helpful.
So wrapping up this interview, I want to say I appreciate Jaylen for coming on and spreading her knowledge of the game. And you can find me by searching at 402 Visuals on every social media platform. Where can they find you?
You can find me at Jaylen_Agnew on Twitter and Instagram. Maybe my TikTok. I'll follow you back.